Your Honor, I don't stand for anyone, not even you. Those words hit my courtroom like a bomb. I've been Judge Frank Caprio at Providence Municipal Court for over 30 years. I've seen thousands of cases, but I've never heard someone refuse to stand when I enter my own courtroom. The man sitting in the defendant's chair looked like he owned the world. His name was Derek Fontaine. He was 31 years old. He wore a bright white suit that probably cost more than most people make in 3 months. His shoes were shiny Italian leather. A gold Rolex covered half his wrist. His hair was slicked back perfectly, and his smile, cold, empty, like he was watching a game he knew he'd already won. But this wasn't a game. This was about a real person, a real victim, and real consequences. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, you'll want to see what happens next. My bailiff, Officer Martinez, had already called the case. Case 2026 TR 84729, the state versus Derek Fontaine. Charges include fraud, identity theft, and harassment. I looked at Derek. He was scrolling through his phone. He didn't even look up when his name was called. I took a breath. Mr. Fontaine, please put your phone away and address the court. He glanced at me. Then he laughed. Actually laughed. Sure, Judge, whatever you say. He put the phone in his pocket, but his attitude stayed right on his face. To my left sat the victim. Her name was Maria Costello. She was 36 years old, a single mother of 2 kids. She worked 2 jobs, one at a grocery store during the day, one cleaning offices at night. She wore a simple blue dress. Her hands were shaking. Her eyes were red. She'd been crying before she even walked in. Maria had saved money for 3 years. Every dollar mattered. She wanted to start a small bakery, just a little shop where she could sell cakes and cookies, a dream to give her kids a better life. Derek had destroyed that dream in 1 week. I looked at the paperwork. Mr. Fontaine, you're accused of creating a fake investment company. You told Ms. Costello you could triple her money in 6 months. She gave you $18,000, her entire savings. Then you disappeared. Derek shrugged. People make bad choices every day, Your Honor. Not my fault she trusted the wrong guy. The courtroom went silent. Even the people in the gallery couldn't believe what they just heard. I leaned forward. Mr. Fontaine, that's not a defense. That's a confession. He smirked. Call it whatever you want. Maria wiped her eyes with a tissue. Her lawyer, a young public defender named Sarah Lynn, put a hand on her shoulder. I could feel my jaw tighten, but I stayed calm. Mr. Fontaine, how do you plead? Not guilty, he said. Then he grinned. But honestly, does it even matter? I'll be out of here in an hour. Officer Martinez stepped closer. Sir, you need to show respect. Derek waved him off like he was swatting a fly. Relax, officer, I'm cooperating. That was strike 1. I decided to hear the evidence. Maybe this man would realize how serious this was. Maybe he'd show even a shred of remorse. I was wrong. Sarah Lynn stood up. She was nervous, but determined. Your Honor, I'd like to present evidence number 1. She held up a printed screenshot. It showed a website. The company name was Prestige Capital Investments, LLC. It looked professional, clean logo, fake testimonials, promises of guaranteed returns. This website was created by Mr. Fontaine, Sarah explained. He used it to scam at least 12 people. Ms. Costello was one of them. The website is gone now. He deleted it 2 days after he got her money. I looked at Derek. Did you create this website? He didn't even blink. I create lots of websites, Judge. I'm an entrepreneur. That's what we do. An entrepreneur, I repeated. Is that what you call stealing from working families? He leaned back in his chair. I call it business. The gallery gasped. A few people whispered. One woman shook her head in disgust. Maria's lawyer continued. Ms. Costello borrowed money from her sister to pay rent last month. She's behind on her electric bill. Her son needed glasses for school. She couldn't afford them. I looked at Maria. She was staring at the floor, ashamed, embarrassed, even though none of this was her fault. Ms. Costello, I said gently, can you tell me what happened? She stood up slowly. Her voice was so quiet I almost couldn't hear her. I met him at a coffee shop. He seemed so nice, so professional. He showed me documents, references. He said my money would be safe. He promised. Her voice cracked. I just wanted to give my kids something better. I wanted to stop working 70 hours a week. I wanted to be home when they got off the bus. Derek yawned. Actually yawned, right in front of her. I felt my blood pressure rise, but I kept my voice steady. Mr. Fontaine, do you have anything to say to Ms. Costello? He looked at her for the first time. Yeah, maybe next time. Do your research. Strike two. Maria sat down. She covered her face with her hands. Her shoulders shook as she cried. Sarah Lynn's face turned red with anger. Your Honor, I have more evidence. Go ahead, I said. She pulled out a stack of papers. These are text messages between Mr. Fontaine and Miss Costello. After he took her money, she tried to contact him. He ignored her for 2 weeks. Then he sent this. She held up a printed text message. I read it out loud. Stop texting me. You made a bad investment. Move on. This is embarrassing for you. The courtroom erupted. People were angry. Voices overlapped. Someone shouted, Are you kidding me? I banged my gavel. Order! Everyone, please! The room settled down, but the tension stayed thick in the air. Derek just sat there, smiling. I looked at him carefully. Mr. Fontaine, do you think this is funny? A little, he said. I mean, come on. She gave me 18 grand without even Googling my name. That's on her. I took off my glasses. I cleaned them slowly. It's something I do when I need a moment to think, to stay calm. Mr. Fontaine, I said, you do realize you're in serious trouble, right? He laughed again. Trouble? Judge, with all due respect, I don't think you understand who I'm connected to. I've got lawyers on speed dial. I've got friends in very high places. This whole thing will disappear by next week. Strike three. I put my glasses back on. Is that a threat, Mr. Fontaine? It's a fact, he said. No offense, but you're just a municipal court judge. I've had dinner with state senators. I play golf with the mayor's chief of staff. You think this little court matters to me? The room went dead silent. Even Officer Martinez froze. Derek kept talking. Honestly, I've got a meeting at 2. Can we speed this up? I'll pay some fine, do some online course, and we're done, right? I stared at him. I didn't say anything. Not yet. Sarah Lynn stood up again. Her hands were shaking now, but not from fear, from anger. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence. Show me, I said. She pulled out her phone. She connected it to the courtroom screen. A video started playing. It was security camera footage from the coffee shop. The date stamp showed 3 months ago. There was Derek, sitting with Maria. He was smiling, charming. He showed her a fake business card, fake contracts, fake bank statements. Then the video switched. It was a recording from Derek's own phone. He must have filmed it himself. He was in a car, laughing, talking to someone off camera. His voice came through the speakers. Dude, I just got another one, 18,000. She actually cried when she handed me the check. These people are so easy. The person off camera laughed. You're insane, man. Derek grinned. It's like taking candy from a baby. Single mom, 2 kids, works 2 jobs. She thought I was going to make her rich. I'm going to buy a new watch with this. The video ended. The courtroom exploded. People were shouting. Someone called him a monster. Another person stood up and pointed at him. I banged my gavel 3 times. Order, sit down, everyone. Maria was sobbing. Her whole body shook. Her lawyer hugged her. I looked at Derek. His smile was gone, but he wasn't ashamed. He was annoyed, like we'd just inconvenienced him. That video was private, he said. You can't use that. It was submitted as evidence by one of your former friends, Sarah said. He came forward last week. He said he couldn't stay silent anymore. Derek's face turned red. That's illegal. I raised my hand. Mr. Fontaine, be quiet. He stood up, fast, angry. No, I'm done with this. You can't talk to me like that. Officer Martinez moved toward him. "Sir, sit down." Derek pointed at me. "You're a joke. This whole court is a joke. I've got more money in my wallet than you make in a month." I stood up slowly. My heart was pounding, but my voice stayed calm, ice cold. "Mr. Fontaine, sit down. Now." "Or what?" he said. "You'll hold me in contempt? Go ahead. I'll pay the fine and leave." 10 seconds of silence followed. I didn't move. I didn't blink. I just stared at him. The gallery held its breath. You could hear the air conditioning hum. Someone's phone buzzed. That was it. Derek's smirk faded. Just a little. He realized something. He'd gone too far. "Mr. Fontaine," I said quietly, "I want you to listen very carefully. Sit down, right now, or I will have Officer Martinez remove you in handcuffs, and you'll spend the next 72 hours in a cell before we even talk about bail." For the first time, Derek looked uncertain. He sat down. Slowly, I stayed standing. I looked at him for a long moment. Then I spoke. "Derek, do you know why I became a judge?" He didn't answer. "I'll tell you," I said. "I became a judge because I believe every single person deserves respect. Rich, poor, young, old, doesn't matter. In this courtroom, everyone is equal. Everyone gets a fair chance. Everyone gets heard." I pointed at Maria. "That woman right there worked 70 hours a week to save $18,000. 70 hours. Do you know what that means? That means she missed soccer games. She missed bedtime stories. She missed moments with her children she'll never get back. And why? So she could build something better for them." Derek looked at the table. "And you," I continued, "you saw her hope. You saw her dream. And you decided to destroy it. Not because you needed the money, but because you could. Because you thought people like her don't matter." My voice got louder. "You filmed yourself laughing about it, Derek. You bragged. You celebrated ruining her life. I picked up the evidence folder. You said she should have Googled your name. So I did. You know what I found? You've been sued 4 times in 2 years. You've scammed at least 20 people. You've made over $200,000 stealing from families who trusted you." Derek's face went pale. "And then you came into my courtroom," I said. "And you disrespected me. You disrespected this court. You disrespected every person in this room. You told me you have powerful friends. You told me I'm just a municipal judge." I leaned forward. "Derek, let me make something very clear. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care who you know. I don't care about your Rolex or your fancy suit. In here, you're just a man who hurt someone weaker than you, and that makes you a coward." The room was so quiet I could hear my own heartbeat. "You asked me if this matters," I said. "Let me show you how much it matters." I opened my sentencing folder. "Derek Fontaine, I find you guilty of fraud, identity theft, and criminal harassment." He opened his mouth to speak. I held up my hand. "I'm not finished," I said. "Here's what's going to happen." I looked at the paperwork. "First, you will pay restitution to Maria Costello, the full $18,000, plus interest, plus an additional $10,000 for emotional distress. That's $28,000 total. You have 14 days. Derek's eyes went wide. "That's insane." "Second," I continued, "your driver's license is suspended for 1 year. You will not drive. You will not hire a driver. You will take public transportation like the people you stole from." "You can't do that," he said. "Third," I said, louder now, "you will complete 500 hours of community service, not at some charity gala, not at a donation event. You will work at the Providence Community Kitchen. You will serve meals to homeless families. You will clean dishes. You will mop floors. Every Saturday and Sunday for the next year, 6 hours each day, supervised." Derek stood up. "This is insane. I'll appeal." Officer Martinez stepped behind him. I kept going. "Fourth, you will write a handwritten apology letter to every single person you scammed. That's 20 letters, Derek. I want them on my desk in 30 days, and they better be real. If I think you're faking it, I'll add another 100 community service hours." "This is insane," he shouted. "Fifth," I said, "you will record a 10-minute public service announcement. You will explain what you did. You will warn people about scams, and it will be posted on the court's website and shared with every high school in Providence. Your face, your voice, your shame. Everyone will see it. Derek's lawyer finally stood up. Your Honor, this is excessive. Sit down, I told him. The lawyer sat. I looked at Derek again. Sixth, you are banned from creating any business, website, or investment opportunity for 5 years. If you break this rule, you'll face federal charges. Derek was breathing hard now. His hands were shaking. And finally, I said, you are guilty of contempt of court. You disrespected this courtroom. You insulted me. You mocked the victim, so you will spend the next 14 days in county jail, starting right now. The courtroom erupted in applause. People cheered. Someone whistled. Derek's face went white. No, wait. Your Honor, please. Officer Martinez, I said. The officer pulled out handcuffs. Derek backed away. Wait, please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Please, Your Honor, I'll do anything. I sat down. You had your chance to be sorry, Derek. You laughed instead. Officer Martinez cuffed his hands behind his back. Derek started crying, real tears this time. Please, I'll pay her right now. I'll double it. Please don't do this. Take him away, I said. As they walked him out, Derek turned back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please. The door closed behind him. The courtroom was still buzzing. People were talking. Some were crying happy tears. Maria sat in her chair, staring straight ahead. She looked stunned. I called her forward. Ms. Costello, please approach the bench. She walked up slowly. Her lawyer came with her. Maria, I said gently, I want you to know something. What happened to you was not your fault. You trusted someone. That's not weakness, that's humanity. Don't ever lose that, ever. She nodded. Tears rolled down her face. You'll get your money back, I said, every penny, and I want you to follow that dream. Open that bakery. Show your kids that good people don't finish last. They just take a little longer. She smiled, a real smile, the first one I'd seen from her all day. Thank you, Your Honor, thank you so much. She hugged her lawyer. Then she turned and left. The courtroom slowly emptied. People filed out, talking about what they just saw. Officer Martinez returned and gave me a nod. I sat alone at the bench for a few minutes. I thought about Derek. I thought about Maria. I thought about the dozens of cases I see every week. Some people think money makes them untouchable. They think wealth is power. They think they can do whatever they want. But in my courtroom, money means nothing. Respect means everything. Dignity means everything. And justice is the same for everyone. I picked up my gavel. I placed it gently on the bench. Derek learned a hard lesson today, but it was a lesson he needed, because in the end we all stand before the same truth. No matter how much money we have, no matter who we know, we're all equal under the law, and that's exactly how it should be.